Hi, people. Kara here with my friend Iron Root Manuel.
People.
Today we will discuss lyrics to Snuff by Slipknot. I suggest you guys watch it before this video to get the emotional feel. Or the link will be below in the description. So so the way we will do it, Iron Root will read the text, and then we will discuss it. I will put my own projection, how I understand it, and Iron Root will explain the way he sees it. I mean, two perspectives is better than one projection, right? So here we go. Iron Root, do you have the text or?
Yeah, I got the text.
Nice.
So yeah, you want to just do it line by line?
No, read the entire thing, and then we will do it line by line.
Okay. Burn all your secrets in my skin. Come away with innocence and leave me with my sins. The air around me still feels like a cage, and love is just a camouflage for what resembles rage again. So if you love me, let me go and run away before I know. My heart is just too dark to care. I can't destroy what isn't there. Deliver me into my fate. If I'm alone, I cannot hate. I don't deserve to have you. My smile was taken long ago. If I can change, I hope I never know. I still press your letters to my lips and cherish them in parts of me that savor every kiss. I couldn't face a life without your lights, but all of that was ripped apart when you refused to fight. To save your breath, I will not hear. I think I made it very clear. I couldn't hate, or you couldn't hate enough to love. Is that supposed to be enough? I only wish you weren't my friend, then I could hurt you in the end. I never claimed to be a saint. Oh, my own was banished long ago. It took the death of hope to let you go. So break yourself against my stones and spit your pity in my soul. You never needed any help. You sold me out to save yourself. And I won't listen to you, to your shame. You ran away, you're all the same. Angels lie to keep control. Oh, my love was punished long ago. If you still care, don't ever let me know. If you still care, don't ever let me know.
I feel so guilty listening to that song. Like I did not do anything to Corey, and like I already feel guilty for some reason. Like that's definitely having some resonance with me. So let's start with first. Oh my god. Bury all your secrets in my skin. Come away with innocence and leave me with my sins. Well, that one is like you tell me all your sins, I will forgive you. And then everything I tell you, you will like not forgive me and you will just leave me with that. That's the way I see it. What do you think it meant?
Yeah, so it's a little bit confusing to me because he's talking about two different things.
Mm-hmm.
He's talking about secrets and sins, and some
Oh.
secrets are sins, but other secrets aren't, right? So it's not clear whether the secrets that she's divulging are actually sins, or that they're vulnerabilities or whatever. Um,
Mm.
but but there's this tension where she seems to be in a different state than he is, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't feel that he can get the release that she seems to be getting. Um, and it's unclear if the innocence is actually in her. And like when I listen to the rest, I do think that she is innocent, uh, at least from the way she's portrayed
Mm-hmm.
in the song. And in some sense he feels alone, right? So he starts off with basically isolating himself, right? Like I cannot have a full participation in this relationship. uh, he's burdened, he's separated, he can't find consolence in the being together. um
So that's the that line, right? The air around me still feels like a cage, and love is just a camouflage for what resembles rage again. Like that again, right? So it happened to him in the past. And like he
mhm,
keeps reliving the same kind of pattern of his life, right? Like where eventually love will be just this rage, super interconnected, right?
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's taking this idea of a cage, right? And he's
Mm-hmm.
putting the air, right, the thing that's around us all the time and doesn't have any significance, but now he's assigning it
Mm-hmm.
as a cage, right? So he's feeling the pressure of something that shouldn't hold pressure.
Mm-hmm.
um, and he's feeling trapped, uh, again, not by her doing, right? And then the second line there is that the love, at least the love that he's perceiving or or experiencing, is a camouflage for what resembles rage again, right? So the camouflage is hiding the true nature, right? And so he's perceiving the true nature of the love to be rage, and again is referencing, like you said, the past, right? Like his previous experiences where he he ended up in rage as a consequence of love, right? So he's for perceiving a natural progression from the state of love to rage.
I do believe it might be also the part the women that he chooses to like initially he will choose also the women that would enrage him all the time, like like perhaps I'm again projecting. So if you love me, let me go and run away before I know. My heart is just too dark to care. I can't destroy what isn't there. Uh, can't destroy what isn't there. My heart is just too dark to. So is he protecting her?
No, he's protecting himself, I think, more so, right? He's asking her to protect him
How? Like so
by
if
letting him be alone.
so protecting him would be leaving him alone?
Yeah, so instead of going through the love, right, and
Mm-hmm.
ending up in hate, the way that he thinks is the solution is, if I never have to go through this, then I'll never end up in that final state. So instead of trying to open himself up and try to find a different way to resolve these issues, he's taking the avoidant behavior, or not even doing it himself, right? Because he's making her responsible for the avoidance, because she needs to leave him alone instead of that he needs to leave her alone, because that's an option, but he doesn't pick that one, right? So yeah, and then I can't destroy what isn't there, right? So here he's taking responsibility for him not being able to maintain the relationship, right? So he's identifying him as the cause, and and the rage within him, I guess, is the thing that will break up their connection. And then the saying that his heart is just too dark to care means that, like, he's already facing away from what is there. So he's not within that relationship. He's only looking at the result.
God damn it. So he's asking her, deliver me into my fate. If I'm alone, I cannot hate. Of course you can, but I don't deserve to have you. Like, those are like like really mixed messages for me. Like, if I'm as a woman hearing that, deliver me into my fate. If I'm alone, I cannot hate. I don't deserve to have you. Like, to a woman, it's an invitation. Look, ask, like, like, be around me, but take a responsibility if I hurt you. Like, that's how I would read those lines as a woman. Like, and I'm pretty sure that's not how he meant it.
Yeah, no, like I think you're completely correct, right? Like I think he's in a really dark place, right? And he's like, oh yeah, my fate is that I end up in rage, and I end up being alone, and sorry, and just make it happen fast, right? So it isn't that bad, right? If I'm alone, I cannot hate, right? So again, this seclusion thing is creating this not having to deal with his feelings, right? Because, like, if there's no interaction, there's no relation, then you don't have to worry about the relationship. And then I don't deserve to have you. Yeah, like I might imagine that sounds really powerful, right? Because that, in a sense, that is a statement of humility, right? It's like, oh, like I'm not worthy of you, right? But the person that is worthy of you would say that, right? But he isn't there, right? Like, he isn't there, and he knows he isn't there, and like he doesn't deserve to have you until he has resolved this turning the love into rage element. And the question is, well, can he do that alone? But like that's a different question, I guess.
My smile was taken long ago. If I can change, I hope I never know. God damn it. Like, again, as a woman, I would feel obliged to save him. Like, that's the way, like, really, I don't know, women feel. I don't know. Like, if I would hear this, my smile was taken long ago. If I could change, I hope I never know. Sounds like a challenge.
Well, yeah, that's definitely a challenge. Yeah, I wonder how you would take that challenge. Like how would you try and achieve that?
It depends how much I'm hurt. If I hurt too much, then I would like, okay, like that's too much, like I'm out. But if I'm like it's a beginning, like you are not yet too deep in the relationship, but somebody tells this to me, I'm like, you don't know how good I am. Like I might change your mind on that, right? Like I might save you. And yeah, usually girls end up like, yeah, we weren't able to save the guy.
Yeah, yeah. Then and the question there becomes, well, what are you saving, right? What is his problem, right?
uh,
And
like,
and
yeah.
yeah, the smile that was taken long ago, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
that's him being depressed and being nihilistic, right? Like he's turned away from the promise, the hope of the
Mm-hmm.
goodness, into this darkness, right? And then he's taking it one step further, right? Like he
Mm-hmm.
knows how deep he's in, and the the awareness of the way out
Mm-hmm.
is gonna be so painful to him, and in some sense it's also too far to reach for, right? That he rather just stays in his own created pit of hell. And yeah, it's really noble to want to save someone from his own pit of hell, but like, are you sure you know what
Are
you're
you like no,
quoting?
like it just really explains most relationship girls get themselves into.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, another one. I still press the letters to my lips and cherish them in parts of me that savor every kiss. I could not face a life without your lights, but all of that was ripped apart when you refused to fight. Well, again, like mixed messages. Like on one side, like I still love you, but you refuse to fight, your fault. Like he literally puts it on her, but then he gives her this little bit of hope, but then like I'm still loving you and cherish you. Like I think like I think that those four lines are just like pure manipulation. Like I don't know what like okay, explain this to me.
Well, yeah. So the the, the first sentence is sentimental, right? Like pressing the
Mm-hmm.
letter to my lips. So it's a valuing of what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I cherish them in parts of me that savor every kiss. So that's a recognition of the need in him, right? And something that she was fulfilling uh,
Mm-hmm.
in him. Um, and then we get a little bit darker there, right? I couldn't face a life without your lights, right? So now he's in a dependence on her, right? Like so
Yeah.
he he requires her in order to operate in a certain way. So maybe
Mm-hmm.
we can connect that back to this idea of saving him, right? So in some sense, right, you can consider that she's saving him, right, because he can do things with her that he can't do alone. Um, but
Mm-hmm.
in another sense, she's not, right, because like he's not learning for himself, right? Like he's requiring her light to shine into the world and to be that light for him. He cannot be his own light. Which is, I think, the thing why he cannot have that relationship, right? Because now that's not fair, right? Like that's not a healthy uh, construction. Um,
Yeah, she refused to fight. Like 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 to me, if somebody tells me go, like like really clearly, I would not like, oh no, no, I stay. No, I will go because it's it's in a sense you would you would impose yourself onto somebody who doesn't want you to be there. And and like normally a woman would just like okay, let's assume I would act like a normal woman. But I would just go. Like if somebody tells me go, like and the previous sentences, then I would just go without imposing, because you cannot go against somebody's wishes, and you cannot lie to yourself that this person expresses not exactly what they want, like, because ultimately they will just really hurt you. That's projection again. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, what is a fight, right? Like a
Mm-hmm.
fight is a contention, right? And it depends on what you're fighting about, and the way that you're fighting, right? But when someone is refusing to fight, uh,
Mm-hmm.
they're they're taking the high ground, like, oh, I'm better than you, like I'm not gonna do this right now because I'm the adult, right? I'm the one taking responsibility. uh I'll take the hit, right? Like you can be mad at me, but like the fact that you're mad at me doesn't require me to be mad at you too, which is like really hard often. um but yeah, like that lifts her up again, right? Like, so this is
Mm-hmm.
him painting her as someone who has that capacity. And but 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 now he has this problem, right? Like now she's in some sense not recognizing him by not engaging in the fight that he wants. And that's painful, right? Because now she elevated herself above him. And
Like,
yeah, I think that's what he's describing. But all of it was ripped apart, right? Like, so now he's realizing in what a messed up situation is, and he's in the wrong. So yeah.
but then he is like really angry at her, and he says, "So save your breath, I will not hear. I think I made it very clear. You could not hate enough to love. Is that supposed to be enough?" Yeah. Like now he's really angry at her for not fighting him. For him? Mm, like I have to think. But I think like like at the beginning of the song he tells her to go and explains why. But then he gives her this chance that, like, I still care for you, but she refuses to fight, and now he's really angry at her. Like, am I understanding correctly?
Right. Yeah. Like I'm and maybe I'm also doing a little bit of projection. I guess that's unavoidable, right? Uh but yeah, so what I imagine
Mhm.
is like, uh so he's enraged, right? Like,
Mhm.
save your breaths, I will not hear. Like, the fact, the acknowledgement that you're not willing to listen
Mhm.
is you made up your mind, right? You're focused, you're going for your target, and like, I don't give a shit, right?
Mhm.
Like there's a full blown rage going on there. I think
Yeah.
I made it very clear, right? Like, no, that's obvious. uh,
Very clear.
you couldn't hate enough to love, right? So now we're going back to this hate love combination, right? So now he's saying that the hate, right, or the fighting, I think is what he's referencing at that point.
Mhm.
Uh, so what he wanted, right, is to have the fight, and 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 go through his pattern, right? But like, she's not engaging in it, and so now he cannot participate in that love relationship anymore,
Mhm. Love-hate
because yeah.
relationship.
Yeah, well, like, yeah, he's not having a love hate relationship. He's having a love love
Mhm.
relationship, or she's having a love love relationship, and
Yeah.
he's not. Um,
Yeah. I only wish you weren't my friend, then I could hurt you in the end. I never claimed to be a saint. Like, I can tell you one thing for clear. It doesn't matter if you're friend or not. Every breakup hurts. Like, there is like you cannot claim not to hurt somebody. If people are together, they are together for love and like some mutual future. But when it breaks, like you cannot claim not to hurt. Like it's not possible. Of course, like both of them fucking hurt. And like I don't know, like is it he referring to revenge here? Like hurt her more than he already hurt her? Like I don't know, destroy her house as well as like together with her heart? Like what does he claim here?
Yeah, so I think I only wish you weren't my friend is pointing out that she is right, and now she has this special protection that he cannot like taint with hurting her.
But she already hurt. Like she is already hurt. Like does he say like I will not hurt her more? Like,
Well, I think this is relating to him breaking up with her, right?
yeah.
So
He
I
obviously
think
did
he
break
says,
up with her.
well, well, the way I see it is I cannot break up with you because I can't do that to you because you didn't do anything wrong. And then I never claimed to be a saint is him saying, well, like, yes, I guess I'm a
Like you
mess.
should have seen
But
it coming. Like
yes,
that
yes.
that sentence I always hear like you should have seen it coming. Like remember I warned you like that one time that I'm not a saint.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
well, yeah,
whatever happened
that's
is
it.
on you, girl. Like
Well, yeah, it's more like, yeah, no, you're stuck with me. But I think earlier he was talking about this idea where she needed to dump him, right? And like he's
Mhm.
doing it again, right? So there's something in him that doesn't let him dump her, and the fact that she's classified as a friend and
Mhm.
she's not in the wrong, he is I think the thing that's preventing him from dumping her.
I do think there is some dumping happened here, but like there is definitely a breakup in this song.
Well,
And I
I think
also
we're
do
in the
believe
stage of the
he.
fight.
Ah,
So
okay.
like,
My own was banished long ago. It took the death of hope to let you go. Like that one is just sad. It took a death of hope. Like he actually doesn't see future together, and that's why he lets her go. I do see this like he actually breaking up with her and telling her to go and also kind of blaming her for it. Still like so far. I don't see her fault per se, other than she did not fight and stick with him on his terms. Like probably
mhm.
she's like all positive and fluffy and nice and angel, and he's like, I warned you, I'm not a saint. Like I warned you.
Yeah,
So
but
yeah.
I still don't. I still think he's a pussy, right? Like I still think he doesn't have the balls to dump her.
Projection.
Yeah, well, maybe no, that would be funny. Uh, yeah, so
Mhm.
I'm a little bit confused on that. My own was banished long ago. Like I'm not sure what
I think
from.
he talks about his light though. Like
Oh, it's like uh,
yeah. He banished his own light. Like that's the way I see it. And that's why he needed her, like to show him
Oh yeah, yeah.
that there is light. But then the moment he killed his hope, or the hope died by itself, I don't know, or she killed the hope somehow, like it took the death of hope to let you go.
Yeah.
That's so sad. Like, like again, like women brain, like, oh, I should give you hope. Like, because like if somebody is hurt and suffering, you kind of like, oh, especially if it's Corey. Like if it's not Corey, then like, nah, suffer. That like if it's Corey, then you're like, oh, that
Yeah,
okay.
so hope is a really fascinating thing, right?
Yeah.
Because like you don't want to have false hope, because
Mm-hmm.
false hope is really painful, right? And I feel like he's taken all hope and conceived of it as false hope, right? Like, oh, like
Yeah.
that can never happen, and therefore he just discarded it. But he's just like, oh, the world is a bad place, and like I'm not never gonna get what I want to get, not realizing that the way that he's gonna get what he wants is by changing, and he needs hope in order to do that, right? So in in that death of hope, he wrote his own death sentence, right? Like he killed
Mm-hmm.
himself with his hope. Um, like now he's just like
Wow.
rudderless on the sea, waiting to die.
Oh, that's so sad. Again, like,
Yeah, that is sad.
so break yourself against my stones and spit your pity in my soul. You never needed any help. So you sold me out to save yourself. Yeah, again, like for some reason, I feel guilty listening to that. Wow. Like, I did not do anything to Corey, like, still, again, projection. And break yourself against my stones. Um, like, I think, like, he throws stones at her, and she's like standing there, and then he's like, there is a stone, there is a stone, break yourself against my stone, then spit your pity in my soul. Like that's the only thing she can do. You never needed any help. Yeah, like the is pity. You sold me out to save yourself. Like, what does, like, this is again really manipulative sentence. What does it mean, you sold me out to save yourself?
Yeah, so that is a fascinating sentence, and I think the selling out is
Mm-hmm.
is the the not having of connection, and maybe we should go into the sentences before to explain that. But it's
Mm-hmm.
the not having of connection that that is what feels like betrayal or the selling out, right?
Mm-hmm.
To him, but
Yeah.
and it's an act of self-preservation on her side, right? Because like she's with this like really fucking dark guy. Like that guy is not in a good place, right? And now
Yeah.
he's in this rage, and like, well, like what is she supposed to do, right? Like is she's supposed to buy in with him? Like is that the answer, right? Like
Yeah, and
and
how long can she take that, right? Like
right.
she might
So
have
so
stuck around for years. Like, and then one day she's like, sorry, dude, I can't take it anymore. And then like, you sold me out to save yourself. Like, listen, dude, like I suffered for 2 years with you, but yeah.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, like you break yourself against my stones, right? Like so the
Yeah.
stones are solid, right? And she's breaking against it, right? So she's active, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
she's coming at him. Like a good way to look at it is like the sea breaking on the
Mm-hmm.
shore, right? And then the shore is just like, yeah, whatever, right? Like you can try again. Like see you in a
She's
couple
like,
seconds, right? And
the,
the shore
the
is just like, yeah,
person.
whatever. Like maybe I'll move something sometime, right? Like I don't really care. Um, so there's the severing of connection, right? But it's
Mm-hmm.
from his side, right? Like she's breaking on him, like so he's responsible.
So
And
she's
then
trying something. Something.
yes, yes. And then spit your pity in my soul, right? So the spitting, like I don't like that, because
That's
in
how
in in
he receives the pity. Like,
right, yes. Yeah, there's like this nastiness, right? Like
mm-hmm. Yeah, pity.
this this sourness, or like this acid acidy element where it's like, yeah, you're corrupting my soul, right? Like your actions are imposing upon me, and they're
Yeah.
corroding me, like
His
and then
unspoiled pure soul.
well, yes, like this yeah, this poor little baby. And then
Yeah.
what is she spitting? It's pity. And this is really interesting, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
I've been thinking about pity recently, and I'm making uh
Mm-hmm.
it in a group of three, right? And the
Yeah.
first thing is empathy, where you're going to the other person, right? And you're participating in their feelings. So that is a way of relationship, right? And
Mm-hmm.
that's highly intimate. Um,
Yeah.
and then there's sympathy, where the sympathy isn't where you going into the feelings of another person, but you're you're participating with the circumstances of the person, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're being supportive of that, right? Like you're facilitating them a way of getting out the position that they're in, by attending to them, but also attending to their relationship to the world as well. And then the third one, which is what is mentioned in this song, is pity, right?
Mm-hmm.
And pity is where you're recognizing the position of the other person, right? But you're also recognizing your inability to affect what what's going on, right? Like, so he's in a rage, right? Like he's
Yeah.
intent on having this fight, and like her only realistic option is to look at him and see the deranged animal that he is, and say, I'm sorry that you're an animal. I'm sorry
Oh my
that
God,
you feel that way.
that's the spitting of pity. Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah, well,
Like,
yeah, like that must feel
normally
really
would
painful.
woman would be like let me play the game with you. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah,
But yeah,
but
like that sounds really painful, and like I think that's what his experience is, the thing that he's trying to describe here. And then
yeah. It's a
and then
stonewalling, right? Like she closed herself off of him,
yeah,
and then she's
because
like, yeah, fuck. You sold me
yeah, because
out to
he's
save
this
yourself.
endless pit, right? Like he'll just eat her up, right? Like whatever she gives
Mm.
him, he wants more, and like it's never enough. Um, and then
That sounds
now he
really.
hmm?
Sounds really attractive to women, though.
Well,
Honestly, like,
careful what you
unfortunately.
wish for. Like you should read the song again. Like
Yeah, I know.
that's
That's
what you're
why
playing with.
that's why you get like always in the same darkness. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you never needed any help, right? So now he's pointing at her, and he's saying like, you don't know what you're playing with, right? Like you don't know my needs. You don't know what it is to be in need, because else you wouldn't pity me, right? Which
Yeah.
I think isn't fair of him, but it is accentuating the difference in their status in the relationship, and how it's affecting him, and also his lack of felt recognition by her, right? Whether that's actual or not it doesn't matter, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
he is feeling that. Yeah, and so now when you got that background, right, you sold me out to save yourself. That kind of
Yeah.
starts making sense, right?
And I won't listen to your shame. You run away, you're all the same. Like again, like it happened to did you that before? Angels lie to keep control. Yeah.
Yeah. What about that?
That's strong again. Like basically whatever nice thing she did for him, he would be like, "Oh, you just pretended to be an angel to control me." Like it doesn't matter how good she is, right? Like the moment she refuses to play by his rules, she was the angel that lied to control him.
Mhm.
And then you run away, you're all the same again, like there is nothing special about you, like extremely. That's actually extremely like below the belt hit. Like in this case, I think he's already bitter, like extremely.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And and it's not. I don't feel like it's so much aimed towards her, but
Mm-hmm.
I think he needs to say that to himself. Like I think this is him talking to himself, maybe out loud against her, right? But he's he's having to convince himself, right? Like, oh yeah, you weren't real, right? Because if she was real, like what would that say about him, right? Like that would make him like a, a total dickwad, right? Like
Like if
he,
she did not lie, imagine she did not lie. Imagine she was just like a fucking nice person, right?
yeah,
They're like, oh, if you're
like
an
an angel.
angel, yeah, like, and then be like, you lied to keep control. Actually, a really bad person, and so that's why I don't listen to your shame and pity. Like, it was all you pretending to be an angel. Like, if you would be
Hmm.
angel, you would fight for me and you would stick around. Like, again, he like puts it all on her, right?
Yeah. And I think that's kind of what the song is about, right? Like he never wants to take responsibility, right? Like it started at the start, right? She needed to break up, and then like it,
And then at the end, he was like
she
really
didn't want to
regretted.
participate in the fight, right? And now she's lying, right? Like he just doesn't want to take responsibility for his action. Right? So
I also
it's
think he doesn't want her back as well. He wants her go and feel sorry for him. Like then he says, "My love was punished long ago. If you still care, don't ever let me know." Yeah, like he doesn't want her back. Like obviously, like there is like as if she doesn't play with his by his rules, he doesn't want her back. I don't see it at least.
well, yeah. Like so again, this is the affirmation of his isolation where he started with, right? Like leave me,
Mhm.
and like like being alone is better than getting hurt, right? And and then the love was punished long ago, right? Like so this is him not
Mhm.
taking this relationship as a single instance, right? But it's like, oh, like all the times that I love people, and you're just one iteration of all the times, right? Instead of relating to the
Like there is
unique,
nothing special about her, right? Like all of them
right?
are the same.
Apart from that, she was an angel, apparently. like,
I think
but
all of them were angels, but he just like oh, found the darkest, worst things in them, and like you're all the same because he would always only see the worst in them, like or he
yeah,
would
well,
like
yes,
every action they do, that he would like fit into that worst idea of the woman that he has, like the one who fights him and stuff.
yeah,
Jesus.
yeah. I think he was definitely looking to see certain things in her, right? And then and also not wanting to see other things, and that's the way that he created the situation where the love turns into hate, right? Like, so that's his participation, right? His responsibility in
Mhm.
in the thing that he's blaming love for or her for, but not blaming himself for, right? And then he's even leaving the option for like, oh yeah, I might be wrong, right? Like, if he still cares, like, I might be
But don't
wrong,
let me
but
wrong. Like
yeah, but yeah,
don't let me know. Well,
don't let you know, because like, if I know that you care, then I have to be wrong again, and he
yeah,
cannot be wrong. Like, that would be the
got
rules.
that. But still, somehow so much resonating with me. I would like to read it as well, the full thing. Just like want to try it out in a
Hmm.
sense. Just for the end of this. Bury all your secrets in my skin. Come away with innocence and leave me with my sins. The air around me still feels like a cage, and love is just a camouflage for what resembles rage again. So if you love me, let me go and run away before I know. My heart is just too dark to care. I can't destroy what isn't there. Deliver me into my fate. If I'm alone, I cannot hate. I don't deserve to have you. My smile was taken long ago. If I can change, I hope I never know. I still press your letters to my lips and cherish them in parts of me that savor every kiss. I couldn't face a life without your lights, but all of that was ripped apart when you refused to fight. So say your breath, I will not hear. I think I made it very clear. You couldn't hate enough to love. Is that supposed to be enough? I only wish you weren't my friend, so I could hurt you in the end. I never claimed to be a saint. My own was banished long ago. It took the death of hope to let you go. So break away against my stones and spit your pity in my soul. You never needed any help. You sold me out to save yourself. And I won't listen to your shame. You run away, you all the same. Angels lie to keep control. My love was punished long ago. If you still care, don't ever let me know.
Yeah, beautiful. So I have a question for you. Like, do you have any things that you learned about yourself as a consequence of going through this?
Yes, I like, in some sense, music that resonates is like this mirror into your own experience, right?
Mm.
If you feel something when you listen to a song, there is something in you that is really similar to the experiences in there. So I don't know, like, I definitely, that's that song, definitely close to me. And plus, Corey is so like well versed in the art of the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, that obviously fights with him must have been really really like stabbing. Yeah.
So so do you have any advice for people when they listen to songs, like how they should relate to their feelings, or try to figure out what their feelings are pointing at?
Advice. Oh, guys, feel your feelings. That's it.
Hmm.
Like, that's my only advice. Love is like, life is boring without feelings, and even those ups and downs, Like those emotional roller coasters, they're fun. That's my horrible advice to people.
Well, yeah, you got to go up and down because if you can't just go up. So yeah,
Yeah, up, up,
but
up.
do it in a healthy way, kids, and leave a comment, right, with your insights or your experiences of how you deal with figuring out your emotions. And
Yeah, if it is a series, submit the names for the series. So far, like my idea, and let me know if you like it, I would call it line by line.
mm,
Do you like line by
I,
line?
I'm standing in line for that idea.
Oh my God. Eh, okay. Guys, subscribe to Iron Roots YouTube channel. Whatever Discord he will provide, join. And see you in the next video. And I think it will be called line by line. Okay, bye.
Bye.